Give my praise report, God wants us to give testimonies. He wants us to give praise reports. So normally I'll be watching, I catch the sermon on TV, I usually share it in my groups and stuff when I go to church, when I go to New Birth or whatever. But I've been going through some things, I've been going through some things. Had a lot of heaviness on my shoulders. I've been going through, life challenges. We all got it, So I know it ain't just about me, but this is about my testimony. I'm going through it. So I told myself, I said, I'm going to church on Sunday. I don't care. I said, because I feel like if I could just get around other believers, and if I could just worship with other believers, Jesus, that I would feel a renewing in my spirit. Because God knows. He knows I've been going through it. So I was determined. It was in my mind all week long. I was like, I'm going to church. I'm going to church. I got up this morning and I was a little late. And I was like, I don't care. I'm still going. Because I felt like, and it popped in my head about the woman with the issue of blood and how she was like, if I could just touch God, if I could just touch Jesus' garment, that he would heal her. I remember thinking this. So I was just thinking, if I could just get into church and be around other believers and praise and worship, I'll feel better. I get to church today, and when I walk in, I didn't miss praise and worship. I'm like, dang, man. I'm like, well, okay, at least I still came. When I get in there, he's preaching out of Mark 5. And he's talking about how the woman with the issue of blood, and how her whole plan was to get to Jesus. And then how, it's like the whole sermon was, you know how you feel like God is talking to you? The whole sermon, I felt like God was talking to me. So he was talking about, when you are an influencer, the pastor said, when you are an influencer, or when you are a trendsetter, or when you are anointed, it will feel like you're being pulled from different places. Jesus, it was just so much, like the whole service, I knew God was speaking to me. And I knew that he was speaking to my spirit, because I asked him as I was pulling into the parking lot, God, speak to my soul. Speak to my spirit. Let me hear you today. So when he preached out of Mark 5 and began talking about the woman with the issue of blood, I said, Jesus. And as he continued on, it was like everything he was saying, that overwhelming feeling, you feeling like everything pulling at you. You feel like you got the weight of the world on your shoulder. You feel like everybody depending on you, and you just feel like you're going to break, but you're not, because God got your back, because you've been chosen. So you wouldn't even have that. He will never give you more than you can handle. So if you're going through it, that means he's going to bring you through it, but he chose you for it because he knew you could handle it. Jesus. And so I received that. And I just wanted to give my testimony. I just wanted to say God is real. And God hears you when you pray. When you're talking to God, God is hearing you. And if you ever have doubt, put him to the test. That's what I'm